Our next key strategy is something called word origins. Now to understand word origins, let's split these two words. Let's remove the word and let's just keep origin. Does anyone know what the word origin means?
What does origin mean? Yes, we have a few hands up. Quickly come up to the front of the stage.
Can we have two volunteers?
A few new people. Okay, can we have one more person from the back? Please come up.
You can quickly come up to stage. Yeah.
Come up on stage.
You can come up.
I see you guys have your hands raised. Don't worry, because we love enthusiastic students.
Whoever wants to come up, raise your hand nice and high.
You don't even need to ask us. You can run onto stage and give us your answer.
Yes, we've got our third volunteer.
Okay, would you like to begin since this is your first time in the activity? Please introduce yourself. Tell us your name, your grade, and school.
My name is Henkrish. I am studying grade 2 Ology School.
And what does origin mean?
Origin means one color.
What color? Okay, let's hold on to this. Can we have, Ashwita, would you like to go ahead? What do you think origin means?
Go ahead.
Origin means like ET can be spelled as ETT also. ETTE also.
Okay, origins in terms of words, that is right.
Examples of origins are French, Old English, like that.
That is right, and we're going to discuss them. And Akshay, what do you mean by origin?
Origin means language. For example, if we take a word, it might have a language. It comes from this language only, like that.
Okay, the language, right. And I have a question to the audience to help you understand. Let's forget about spelling in general. We just want to focus on the word origin. And I'm going to ask you a question. Where does pizza come from?
Pizza.
Italy.
Italy, that's right.
So, do you think it's right if I say the origin of pizza is from Italy? So, what do you think origin means? Perfect.
That's good.
It is the place or where something comes from.
So in the English language, when you say the word origin, it does not mean the country, but it means the language. So for example, you cannot really say pizza originates from Italy. You have to say pizza originates from Italian, which is the language.
The word pizza comes from the Italian language. So we are going to be talking about how words come from different languages and why it is useful to know that. First of all, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Round of applause.
Can we have a huge round of applause?
Everyone.
I think we have another student. You can come up the second time, all right?
You can come up the next time.
You can go back to stage. It's great to see many students taking part, and I think he doesn't want to leave. It's wonderful to see this enthusiasm, but yes, there are so many more opportunities. I want to see some more of you from the back coming up next time. But let's go ahead with origins.
With our first word origin, we are going to discuss some words that come under the French origin. And most words, not all words, end with the sound et. And in words of French origin, this sound et is most likely spelled with the letters E-T-T-E, as you can see here. An example that's given is the word kitchenette. Kitchenette originates from the French origin. So whenever you're asked to spell this word, first always ask for the origin of the word. If you know that kitchenette comes from the French origin, you will know that that et sound is spelled with 4 letters E, T, T, and E.
Now, this is going to be useful for all of you once you go to the level 3 and 4 rounds. How many of you think you will make it to level 3 and 4? I want to see all hands up. There should be no hand down.
Everyone put your hand up.
Okay, wonderful. But yes, in these oral spelling bee rounds, you are allowed to ask us for the origin of the word, for the meaning of the word, and the part of speech. So as Harpith mentioned, I get the word kitchenette. Okay, I know kitchen. It's K-I-T-C-H-E-N. Now I'm confused. How do I spell the ending et sound? And a lot of us might not know. So I ask, what is the origin of the word kitchenette? It is from the French origin. That should immediately light something within you. Okay, so the et sound in French origin words is spelled with 4 letters. What are the 4 letters?
E. That's good.
Perfect. E-T-T-E. and you will never make a mistake on the ending again. So it's that simple. Learning small patterns and understanding why words are spelled with these patterns will help you become an amazing speller without simply having to memorize words.
Now, they say the best way to practice a particular strategy is to actually use it in your everyday life. And that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to give an example of a word and you have to try and spell it. This word will come from the French origin and it will have that et sound. So can I have one volunteer for this?
Yes, someone new. Let's have...
Yes, someone from the back, please.
Someone from the back. Yes, please.
You can come along.
Oh.
Thank you.
If you've already come up, I think we'll give a chance to someone new.
Yeah, you can come up.
We have
Thank
two
you.
hands. Maybe two volunteers. Please come up.
We can have one more volunteer.
Yes, please come up.
Yes.
I can
Please
see
come
all
up.
of you are raising your hands. Please come up to stage. Okay, we'll have two volunteers, and the next time you can come ahead. All right, I think we have
All
a
right.
few more. No issues.
Now, this word is pronounced as brunette. I'll pronounce it again. The word is brunette. And what you have to do is you have to spell this word. The technique that we just learned now is that the et sound is spelled with E-T-T-E.
And I want the audience to also think about this. The word is brunette. Even if you don't know the word, we want you to use this strategy. Okay, maybe spell it to the person sitting next to you. You can do that. Yes, even if you don't know them, it's okay. Maybe make some friends. We want you to socialize and spell the word brunette. Okay?
So let's start with our first volunteer. Can you introduce yourself, state your name, grade, and your school, and try to spell the word brunette?
Brunette.
My name is Rishan from grade 4 Ology Tech School, and the word brunette is spelled B-R-U-N-E-T-T-E.
Okay, we won't review if that's correct yet. I see some of you already clapping now. Yes, can we
Yes,
have
go
our
ahead.
next student please introduce yourself and spell the word brunette?
Go ahead.
My name is Amarish from grade 6 Ology Tech School. You can spell brunette like B-R-U-N-E-T-T-E.
Okay, and
Okay.
can we have our next student?
Can you introduce yourself, state your name, grade, and school, and spell the word brunette?
My name is Kefira of grade 3 from Ology Tech School. The spelling for brunette is B-R-O-O-N-E-T-T-E.
Okay, we got an alternative
Okay.
spelling. Let's keep that in mind. And next we have Ishan, who is one of our students from Classminds. In fact, he was one of our youngest participants. Yes, Ishan, please introduce yourself to everyone and spell the word brunette.
Go ahead.
My name is Ishan. I'm in grade 2 from Campus K. The spelling of brunette is B-R-U-N-E-T-T-E.
All right, can we have a huge round of applause for all of our students who came up? So the word brunette, we received two different spellings. The correct spelling is going to be B-R-U-N-E-T-T-E. How many of you got that correct? Many of you. Amazing.
that's
And even
nice.
if you didn't, it's completely okay, but I hope you got the ending correct, E-T-T-E. And even if you did not know this word, know that you're supposed to use this technique for words you don't know. That's when it's useful. So when you come across a word you don't know at all, but you hear the et sound, it's from the French origin, how are we going to spell it?
E-T-T-E, wonderful.
Wonderful, that's correct. And coming to origins, there are many different languages, so we're going to look at a few more tips. Now this one was French. How many of you learned French?
As
Ooh,
a language
a lot
in your
of you.
school.
What does
Nice.
bonjour mean? Hello.
Okay, I have another word. What does merci beaucoup mean? Thank you
Great.
very much.
Wonderful. We also took French for about 6 years, so it's just something that we love.
Now let's move on to our next word origin.
Okay, so now we are going to be looking at words from the Greek origin, and let's look at this specific pattern. We have a particular sound, it's the cut sound, but there are some words where this cut sound is not usually spelled just with the letter C or K, but it's spelled with two letters, that is C and H. And we might not know when to use these two letters, and the whole idea about origins is If the word comes from the Greek origin, most likely it's going to have the C and H in its spelling. So I have some examples: school, chorus, echo. Can anyone think of any other word with C and H where the C and H makes the cut sound?
The C and H
Yes.
should make the cut sound.
Not chair,
Not
we
chair.
need the cut sound. Chemistry, okay, we got
Chemistry,
chemistry.
that's
Yes,
Yes, come
okay,
up.
we'll have 2 more. And, yep, we'll have 3, 4 volunteers.
We'll have 4 volunteers.
Yes. Give us your word.
Give us an example.
Character cycle. Okay, character may be right. Yes.
Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum, okay.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Technology.
Technology, alright.
Wonderful.
We have the cut sound.
Yes. Go ahead.
Christmas.
Christmas. Something that's
wonderful.
coming up very soon. Yes, please introduce yourself as well.
State your name, grade, and school.
My name is Rohit Varshan. I am studying in 2A. My school name is Sri Shankara Global Academy.
And what word has this cut sound?
Christmas.
Christmas, I
Christmas,
think,
wonderful.
because it's almost the holiday mood.
Yes, I think we have one more volunteer and another one.
2 more.
Please, you can come
And
up.
don't worry, we will have a lot of different opportunities, but please come up.
Please come
And
up.
quickly tell us your name, grade, and school.
Introduce
And
yourself.
that's enough volunteers.
My name is Delisha. I am from grade 3 Ology Tech School. My word is stomach.
Stomach, okay,
Stomach,
great.
wonderful.
So we're looking at this pattern at the start of words like Christmas, at the end of words like stomach, in the middle of words like technology. Very interesting.
Yes, go ahead. What word has the cut sound?
Hello everyone. I am studying in Ology Tech School. My name is Samiksha Shoshankar. I am telling Christine.
Would you like to repeat
Would you
that?
like to repeat the word?
Repeat the word for us.
Say the word again.
Christine.
Christy. Okay, maybe Christy? Yes, that would be the correct word. All right, thank you so much to all our volunteers. If you did not get a chance, it's okay. Would you like to just yell out your word? Chronology.
Chronology,
Very
yes,
nice.
go
Very
ahead.
nice.
The word.
Just the word, please.
Cat.
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 Okay, we have the ch sound, we need the cut sound.
Yes.
And can you just yell out your words, the remaining one of you?
Alchemy.
Alchemy.
Alchemy,
Okay.
wonderful.
My name is Hem Krish.
You can just give us your word.
My name is Hem Krish. I am studying in grade 2 on Ology Tech School.
What is the word?
Christine.
Christian. Okay, that's also
Christian,
correct.
okay.
All right, thank you all so much. Can we have a huge round of applause
Can we
for
have
all
a
our
huge round of applause
volunteers?
for everyone? Thank you
Now,
guys.
they gave us a lot of different words. In fact, we're pretty surprised. We got a ton of different words, some super long words, chrysanthemum. We got some simple words, stomach, but it still has this particular pattern. Now, the thing is, if you search up many of these words, go ahead and take a look at their origin, and you'll see that a lot of them will come from the Greek origin. And there will be exceptions to this rule, and please note, there are going to be some exceptions to all the rules we discuss, but for majority of the words, you can follow them. And by knowing it comes from the Greek origin, we've got that cut sound. So I hope this is clear.
Let's move on to our next word origin. Can we move on to the next slide? Thank you. Now we're back at the French origin. Now with words from the French origin, some words have the O sound at the end of the word. And if you want to spell a word that comes from the French origin and it has that O sound, the O sound is most likely spelled with the letters E-A-U, as you can see here. And we have an example on the screen, and that is the word plateau. It's pronounced as plateau with the O sound.
So this is probably considered as a tricky word. We look at it and we go, how do I pronounce this word? We have E, A, and U together, but it's very simple if you know that this pattern has the O sound, it's French origin, O is spelled as E-A-U. It's that easy.
Now, I have another question. Does anyone know what the word plateau means? The definition of the word.
Can we have just one person? I see some
Okay.
no volunteers. Yes,
Yes,
can we
can we
have
have one
one
more
more
person
person
in
who
the back?
hasn't come up, who has not come up before? Yes.
Okay.
And please give a huge round of applause for all the
Huge round of
volunteers who
applause.
come up. I see Ashvita and Akshita very eager. Go ahead.
Yes, we have another volunteer too.
One more.
Go.
Okay. What
Go
does
ahead.
this word mean?
Plateau means a big rock in a hilly area like that.
Okay, you think it's a
Okay.
big rock in a hilly area?
Yes,
What do you
Akshit, go ahead.
I think plateau means a flat piece of land.
Flat piece of land. Okay, so two different meanings. Let's see which one is correct. I want the audience to think about this as well. What does plateau mean?
Yes, go ahead. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Mithuna. I study in PSBB Millennium School and I'm studying grade 2. The meaning of plateau is the gap between two mountains.
Okay, the gap between two mountains. Interesting. That got me thinking of another word. Let's go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Plateau means a plain land.
A plain land.
Plain land.
All right. So, Harpith, what is the correct meaning of plateau?
Wait, I think we have one
Oh,
volunteer. We'll let him
please go
finish.
ahead. What does plateau mean? Any guess?
Plateau means a small piece of land.
Small piece of land. Okay, all of you are talking about land, so there's something in common. What is the right meaning of plateau?
The word plateau refers to a slanting edge. So it is a land, but it's mostly on the side of a cliff. That's what a plateau
And
is.
it is typically going to be flat,
Flat, yeah.
or low-lying. So thank you all so much. And most of you
Thank
got the
everyone.
correct answer. You all talked about land.
Great job.
Thank you. But again, these are just small questions that we're asking you to test your wide knowledge of vocabulary. It's okay if you don't know some of these words, but definitely do try to pick them up whenever we do discuss them.
Now let's move on to our next origin.
Before that, I have a question because this is another French origin word. There is a French word with this same pattern, but I just want you guys to tell me the meaning, those of you who know French. The word is chateau. Chateau. Can you
Chateau.
guys yell the
Yes,
answer? Okay,
yes.
let me have one volunteer.
Can we have a round of applause,
The
please?
word is chateau. Love to see the encouragement. What does this word chateau mean?
Hat.
It means hat.
Hat, okay.
Okay, you are close. In fact, that's another word called chapeau.
Do we have any other
Any other
answers?
guesses? They're two very close related words. Any other guesses?
Okay, I'll give you guys a clue.
It's chateau. So I think chapeau means hat. Chateau. I'll give you the spelling. C-H-A-T-E-A-U. Can I give you guys a clue?
Alice?
Palace?
Close.
It starts with C.
C. It's a large building. I'll give you guys
Starts
a
with
clue.
C.
Large
Can we?
castle.
That's right.
Castle.
The right
That's right.
answer
Good
is
job.
castle. Thank you so much.
Thanks so
Huge
much.
round of applause. So, in fact, he did give us a similar answer. There is another word in French called chapeau, which means hat. All right, thank you so
Wonderful,
much.
thank you so much. Let's move on to the next origin. Can we have the next slide? Yeah, you.
Okay, we're now going to Italian origin words, like we mentioned, and we're going to talk about a very simple pattern, this its sound. When we say two Z's together, a lot of us might think the pronunciation is just Z, but in fact, in a lot of different sounds, it's its. So we have examples like pizza, intermezzo, and mozzarella. What do you notice? When you pronounce these words, you have this its sound. That's your clue to know that these words are going to have two Z's. That is two consecutive Z's together.
Oh, I have a word that also has this it sound, and you have to try to spell the word. This word is pronounced as palazzo.
I think let's do this word with the whole audience, and let's spell one by one. Are you guys ready to try and spell palazzo?
If everyone ready, can I have a big
Everyone,
yes?
we're going to have you seated, and we want all of you to spell the letters one by one. Okay, let's start. Let's pronounce the word again. It is palazzo. Palazzo. And I'll give you the meaning. It is a type of palatial building. Palatial, for those of you who don't know, it means it resembles a palace. Okay? Let's start. Let's start spelling palazzo. What is the first letter?
First letter. Second. Third. Z. Oh.
All All right,
That's
fantastic. Can you all give yourselves a huge round of applause?
Great job, everyone.
Most of you gave us the right answer, and to the students there as well. So palazzo is going to follow the same rule. It is spelled as P-A-L-A-Z-Z-O, palazzo. How many of you knew this word before? Not a lot of you, just a few of you. That's amazing, but most of you spelt it correctly, and that shows how useful this pattern is.
Great job, everyone. Let's move on to our next origin. Now we're back with Greek origin words. Now, in a lot of words, we have heard this f sound, and this f sound can be spelled in two ways. You can either spell it with the letter F or the letter PH. For example, the word fish is spelled as F-I-S-H, and the word phone is spelled with P-H-O-N-E. Now, how do I know whether to use the word F or whether to use the word PH to spell words with the f sound? Well, if the word comes from the Greek origin, it is most likely to be spelled with the letters P and H. We have a couple of examples at the back. We have alphabet, physical, graph, and photo.
So by knowing this small rule or the concept of word origins, you can get rid of the confusion of whether it's the letter F or the letters P and H. So do you all understand, if the word is from the Greek origin, it has the f sound, what is most likely the best way to spell this f sound? Can I hear a louder answer?
PH.
Yes, I want you to be confident with your answers. For those of you who are learning word origins for the first time, it's completely fine. These are just things that are going to help you do better. It's okay if you didn't know any of this. You're still going to do pretty well in today's two tests, that is level 1 and level 2. But we encourage you to learn this as you increase your vocabulary. It is just extra knowledge, and you'll find it much more interesting to learn words as well.
Now, I have a word that has this f sound, and it also comes from the Greek origin.
Okay, and we're going to pick 2 volunteers. Someone new this time, so Akshay and Ashrita, I know you guys are very eager. Can we have someone new this time? We have more activities, all right? Thank you so much for understanding. Someone new who has not come up yet. Yes, would you like to come up?
Can we have someone from the back?
All right, we have,
Someone
I think,
from the
3
back.
students coming up. Can we have a huge round of applause encouraging these students?
Huge round of applause.
Okay, and go ahead with the word.
The word that originates from the Greek origin is pronounced as phonetics.
Phonetics. Okay, not too difficult. Even if you didn't know the word, we want you to try your best, all right? Let's get started, and you can give us the spelling directly.
Can we have first volunteer? Yes.
Maybe give us your name.
Introduce yourself, your name, grade, school, and then spell the word.
I don't think we can hear you. Would you like to maybe remove your mask? Yes.
Okay, my name is Rohanesh from grade 6 Ology Tech School. But the word is phenomenon.
Phonetics.
Phonetics.
So listen to it carefully. I want everyone in the audience to spell it to the person next to you. Phonetics. Phonetics.
The word is pronounced as phonetics.
Oh, you have to say spelling? Oh, P-H-O-N-E-T-I-C.
All right, phonetics. We won't reveal if it's correct yet. Listen to all the sounds. Yes, please come up.
Please come up. Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
My name is Mithun Khanna from grade 6 studying at Ology Tech School, and my word is philosophy.
You need to spell the word phonetics. We want you to spell the word. I think you gave us another word, which is nice.
That was a good example.
But spell the word phonetics for us.
Phonetics.
P-H-O-N-E-T-I-C-S.
All right. And I see we have a lot of students come up. Okay, would you all like to collectively spell together, since we don't want to run short of time? How do we spell phonetics? And audience, could you also join along?
Phonetics.
Let's
Everyone
start.
together. S.
Wonderful. Can we
Wonderful.
have huge round of applause? Thank you so much. You can take
Thank you,
your seat.
everyone.
So the word phonetics, it's not too difficult. The first sound is spelled as PH. So P-H-O-N-E-T-I-C and S. Amazing job.
Now, I think this was our last origin that we're going to cover. And now let's move on to our third tip. But before that, does everyone understand how to use origins?
And again, if you didn't know them, completely fine. But whenever you do find time, go home and try to search for the origin of words. I have a question. Where can you find the origin of a word? In Google? That's a great answer.
That's
Dictionary. That's
Dictionary,
right.
nice.
So for those of you wondering, where do I find the origin of the word? I know a lot of parents here might be worried that your kids are going to come and ask you, where does this word come from? But do not worry, you can find origins on dictionaries, online, as we mentioned. Go to Google Dictionary, search up a word, it's going to give you the origin right away. So we want you all to learn independently, and it's that simple. And that brings us to the end of origins. We are going to go on to our next spelling strategy.
Now let's move on to our next slide.
Okay.
Okay.
And we had a match the following. Yes, I see the students are super ready. Can we hold this one and go to our next strategy and come back to this?
Okay, I think we'll just do this activity quickly.
We'll do it quickly.
We'll do it.
We can't win over students' enthusiasm. Yes.
Okay,
So,
could we have just 5 volunteers?
5 volunteers,
please? Just
please.
5.
okay, would you like to just stand there? All right, so we're going to quickly do this activity, and we want you to put your thinking skills on and match the following. So for those of you who are in the audience, please tell the answers to the person on the right or left of you, and let's go ahead. Let's start with the word baguette.
Baguette.
What origin?
Go ahead, baguette.
Baguette is French origin.
All right,
Okay.
is the word baguette from the French origin?
Yes.
Perfect, you guys are correct.
Now let's move on to the second word, photograph. Who wants to try?
Photograph is from Greek origin.
From the Greek origin, is that correct?
Is it correct?
Wonderful,
That's
it
good.
is. Amazing job.
We have our next word that is pronounced as chorus.
Chorus.
Who wants to try this?
Yes, please go ahead.
Italian.
Chorus Italian. Okay, is that correct? No? So let's hold on. Would you like to try again? Remember where this cut pattern was from?
French.
French. Okay, would the audience like to help him out? It is from the Greek origin. Good try, though. At least you came up onto stage. Good try for that. Chorus is from the Greek origin because of what pattern?
CH, the current sound. That's nice. Let's move on to our fourth word. It's pronounced as palazzo. Yes, go ahead.
Palazzo is from Italian.
From the Italian origin. Is she correct?
Wonderful.
Amazing. Good job if you got it correct, too. And our last
Last word, yes.
It's from French origin.
It is from the French origin, indeed. Thank you so much,
Thank you
all
so
of you who
much.
came up, and thank you so much to the audience.
Can we have a round of applause
Big
for all
round
the
of applause.
volunteers?
So, great. We now know you understand word origins, and keep learning the concept. It's going to help you. I see many students do not want to leave stage, but that's just something we find very amusing.
And now let's move on to our third key spelling strategy.